easy group here.
I'll get back.
That's kind of a finable offense. It's all good.
Coach, you talked about Maxx continuing to grow as a leader and a player. What he did with Minshew after that interception, is that what you're talking about making people around him better when he was kind of poking him in his chest, talking about he got him?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that was huge. Just a huge moment, not just for Maxx, but for our team. Very adverse situation for us. Sudden change, turnover. Most times you see bickering guys run out there, but to take the time. And me and Maxx talked about that a lot. What's going to make him truly an elite player, an elite Raider of all time is that leadership role. And I think that was huge by him, and then just the way we responded as a team defensively, and then obviously in the fourth quarter. Yes.
Obviously a big win. Now you face an opponent that's a struggling quarterback. How do you avoid a letdown? Is it that same leadership?
Well, the Raiders got a lot of things that we need to correct. I mean, we got a win yesterday, but there's a lot of things in that first quarter that was ugly, in that first half that was ugly, and in that third quarter that was ugly, to be honest. So, I mean, we're not worried about the Panthers. We got to fix the Raiders.
Coach, when you went for it on that fourth down, the first one, obviously you didn't get it, but it seemed like you had no doubt about going for it. What message do you think that sent to your offense?
Well, we talked about it all week. Like I said, prior, there's always, moments that we talk about it as a staff, and I tell the team directly what I'm going to do and what my thought process is. And I told them, when we get there, I'm looking for 17. And that's exactly what we did. Now we came up short, but there was no hesitation. The offense knew they were ready, and, we executed. We just didn't finish.
How do you get the run game going? How do you jumpstart that thing?
Man, it's got to start up front. It's got to start up front. It's, it starts with, listen, I'm be honest, and coaching cliche here, but starts with me. It starts with our coaches, our offensive line coach, our coordinator. That's poor. That's piss poor. And it's not good enough, and our players are going to hear about it here in a second. We just can't do that. It's just, under 2 yards of carry, getting knocked back, third and short, not getting it. There has to be an intent and a play style that we talked about, that we practice, that we've been preaching since day one, and it's not showing up on game day. So obviously, if it's changes that need to be made or scheme, everything's on the table.
What are the challenges of facing Andy Dalton?
I don't know what happened there.
He's going to start a quarterback.
Veteran quarterback. That's news to me. I just was in meetings, but I got to go back up to the drawing boards on that one. Wasn't prepared for that one.
It's only been 2 games, but I imagine you and the staff are excited about what Brock Bowers has added to this offense, and the ability to see what he can grow into through an 18-game season. What do you see yesterday? I know you mentioned him in the post game, but big game for him, especially this early in his rookie season. Yeah,
I think he's just growing. He really showed up in some critical moments for us. But what I love, man, is the toughness, the physicality that he runs with, his play style. Down there, caught that ball in the third quarter and, dragging the defender for a couple more yards to get us to the 1 yard line. You can see that kind of energized our whole team and got him going. I think it's really huge. And I talk about both of our tight ends, Big Mike and him. When we got 12 personnel in there, those are tough matchups. And when we get not just Brock going, get Big Mike going, I think we'll be a really good offensive team.
Coach, how good can this team be when you guys are playing complementary football?
Fourth quarter is what it needs to look like for all 4 quarters. We talked about it, we preached it, but I'm glad it did show up in a critical moment, in a critical situation in the game. Really hats off to our special teams. I thought they did. Daniel Carlson going 4 for 4 was the difference, right? His kickoffs, I was getting us an opportunity to pin those guys back twice inside the 25. That was huge for us. Our punt team, again, has been outstanding. And, when you look at our offense, when it came down to it, 15, 17, 89, started making plays. And I loved how, Zamir finished the game. I know the carries are not there, the yards are not there, but just watch Zamir in pass pro, watch Zamir blocking. The physicality is there with a lot of our guys, and our play style is there. And, again, defensively, man, between Maxx, Christian, Spilled, they gave us everything they had for 60 minutes until that last play of the game. And it was good to watch. It was good to see the guys, we talked about it at halftime, being a 4-quarter team, having that hard hat mentality, and really just putting a bow on it, finishing. It's nothing like it, and it's a little scary when you got Lamar running down the pipe, down the middle of the field, but you see everybody that's screaming there to get there and get him on the ground.
You mentioned all week about the cage defense for Lamar. How proud were you that your team was able to go out there and actually execute it because he's so tough?
No, he did. Listen, between that, keeping him in a pocket, there's a couple times, you did hold your breath because, again, very dynamic player. But that's hard to do for 60 minutes, right? You can't really praise our guys enough, our coaching staff for preaching it each and every week, and really our players buying into it because it's easy to run up the field and, oh, I got a sack. I mean, it happened one time in the game with Maxx, right? One time he burnt the corner, boom, but he got him on the ground. The rest of the time, no. Guys did a great job staying even upfield shoulder and then retracing back. And then more importantly, when he was trying to make those underneath throws, getting our hands up, we had a couple tip balls and batted balls. That frustrates the quarterback more than just getting him on the ground.
You got Diablo and Powers Johnson.
I don't have that yet. We're still going through our deal with the medical staff.
And, Coach, how do you keep Zamir kind of keep his head in it? Obviously, there's been some struggles in the run game, but how do you keep his confidence high?
No, I'm going to keep pumping him up. Our goal is to get 20-plus touches with him. That was a goal this week. Didn't happen. That's going to be a goal this week and every week while he's a starting running back and I'm here. So it ain't Zamir. We got to start up front, man. The big boys up front got to block. Bottom line. They know it. We're going to talk about it here in a few minutes.
You feel like Colton Miller is starting to round into shape after missing training camp? Is maybe that's why he's slow struggles?
Yeah, I think it's tough. I don't care how many years you've been in the league. If you miss all of off-season, mini camp, training camp, then you come back week one, here you go. You got to knock off some rust, let's be honest. And I think he's seeing that. He's doing that. He's a pro. He's understanding. He's one of our team leaders. We play well when, obviously, our O-line and Colton Miller is playing well.
Speaking about that offensive line, going with Andres Pete at that left guard position, can you just talk about that, that change and also how you felt he did?
Yeah, just like I talked about. But we made the change back to Cody in the second half. So we're going to play the guys that give us the best chance to win. We thought early on in the game, Pete being a big, massive man against two very good interior D linemen would be good. And then as the game flow went on, we went back to Cody and we played some really good football in the second half for our offense.
Corre had a big PBU down the sideline, and then Jack Jones had a big one. I think it was unlikely close to the end of the game when he came across the field. What do you see from that back end of the defense and kind of playing alongside the rush to help contain the ball?
Yeah, I think the confidence is growing. The more and more you can make plays with the ball in the air, the better. I love where JB's gotten to. He was really kind of a grabby player last year, getting some penalties uncalled for. And now he's just trusting his technique, man. Obviously, he can run with everybody, 4.2, 4.3 speed there. But just the ability to play the ball down the field each and every time he makes a play, that's more confidence for us. And obviously with Jack Jones, confidence is not an issue. It's just staying technique and staying within the scheme.
That's good.
Okay, cool.